another exciting episode of Boston Sports Nuts, America's leading, and I'm not just saying sports podcast, America's leading podcast that is sweeping the country. So get on board, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the send me to button, the join button, the button on your shirt. Just press a button and you'll be connected to this show, Boston Sports Nuts. I'm Ken Berman, joined by my good buddies Paul Izzo.
Good to be here, Ken.
Jim Russo.
I take it the ratings are back up.
Oh, the ratings. We could do a whole show on the way our ratings are soaring. So,
That's true.
and we might have to. And our producer, Evan Cadamino, sitting way back there in the dock, but if we need him, he's there for us.
All right.
So, little special episode today.
Special. Very special.
You know, some maybe complaints or things you like to change or something. I'm going to start out with a couple. My first big one is the game of golf, which I love, as you know.
Yeah.
Love to play, love to watch it. It's too long. It's too slow. It needs to be moved along quicker. I read this from Gary Player, and he's totally right. Let them use a rangefinder and a scope. Get rid of the silly book with the math and the pencil and the checking the numbers, and I'm this yardage away from this spot, and then I got to do the numbers, I got to do the math, and you see them like this forever. Just go like this with a scope, find out how far you want to hit it, and hit the ball. And then the other thing, on the green, give them a shot clock or something on the green. It just takes they walk around the whole thing for like 5 minutes before they putt. 30 seconds, putt the ball, or you get penalized.
Well, the one thing on that one that I agree with is that if you're going to allow a book and a map and a pencil and allow them to take detailed measurements and bring that out into the course, just let them use the technology. Everybody watching it, it's what Jim always said about replay. Everybody knows the guy was safe, so let the game know that the guy was safe.
Yeah.
Let the players know that it's 132 yards into a 5-mile-an-hour wind. Why not?
Right.
I got a golf one too. I'll just
Go
throw
ahead.
it in there.
Yeah.
I think Nicholas supported this years ago. Never happened. Pros should not be playing balls out of divots in the fairway.
Oh, thank you. Totally
You can
agree.
hit a beautiful drive on 18, and if you get unlucky, you're basically playing a sand type shot, and it's come on.
That's a good one. Why can't, and I always thought about this because I have this same bugaboo, just roll it, but not forward because that would be closer to the hole. Roll it backwards out of the divot, straight back out of the divot, and play from there.
Yeah.
Now, if you hit it in the rough, that's a different story.
No, not in the rough.
Right.
Not in the rough.
Totally
You don't get
agree
breaks
with
in the
that.
All right. I'm not going to argue with that one. All right. I got one, but it's about golf.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
a little different. The coverage of golf tournaments is unbelievably boring,
Yes.
especially on NBC. You're not greenside. You don't have to whisper. You don't have to talk like this. It's really hard to sit through 3 hours of a lot of these tournaments, especially when the tournament isn't very compelling. NBC is the worst. There should be a federal law that CBS has to show golf tournaments. I'm not interested in NBC covering these major golf tournaments. The golf coverage is too boring. My opinion.
The only thing I'll disagree with that is when they talk like that, and I definitely take a nap.
Oh, you like that?
Well, it puts me to sleep if I want to take a nap.
Yeah, good
So,
point.
Yeah.
CBS is definitely the best. I've said that for years, and they've retained
Jim
that title.
Nance and
They've been that way since.
who's
back
his
to-
who's with him now? Nance. It's no, I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Somebody.
the
I always,
Englishman.
I always
He's got brothers. There's the two brothers.
yeah, because I always knew when it was Miller and
Yeah.
And
but
then,
Well, Miller was with NBC. Nick Faldo.
oh, Nick
Sir
Faldo.
Sir Nick Faldo.
Sir Nick
And
Faldo.
before him, Ken Venturi.
Ken
but I'm trying
Venturi.
to think of the guy's name.
There's
oh my
a-
God, I can't believe it.
So,
He's got a
um,
brother
but-
that helps too.
But any of those sports like golf, and then I'll throw in another one, is that a lot of the tournaments now, Paul and Jim, they start on, like, say, the Golf Channel. So if you start, it's like 5+ hours. It takes them 5.5 hours to play a round of golf.
Yeah.
That's just way too long. They
No.
they got to speed that up. I think their viewership would be better. I think their ratings would be better. And if you want to talk about coverage and not good coverage because they can't follow the ball, watch like the European tour.
Yeah.
They have no idea where the ball
Yeah.
is.
Well, they don't have as many cameras.
Right. It's funny. Like, and the guy go, well, where did that end up? Anybody see?
Well, when we were kids, there was a guy with a flag, a four caddy, who would
Right.
run out and say, "Here's where the ball is."
Yeah.
Trevor Immelman.
Trevor Immelman. Good one, Jim.
All right, can we go on to basketball?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go to
got Any
basketball.
basketball ones? All right, so
Yeah,
I have three, but I'm going to start with one,
Go ahead.
which has to do with the game day experience, the nonstop music
Oh.
during the play. There's no other professional sport that has music playing while the players are playing.
That's true.
It plays during play. Now, when I was growing up, and you would watch basketball, and we didn't get to go to as many games when I was a kid, obviously, but you could hear the squeaking of the sneakers. You could hear the dribbling. You could hear
Yeah.
occasionally a guy call out a play or a coach yell at a referee. Now it's dun 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 dun, or it's other kinds of music.
Yeah.
And I don't really know, like, is that necessary?
I hope
No.
they
Have they
hate
done
that.
have they done studies that say that you need to have it? One of the Celtics games recently on the road, I think it was with either the Pelicans or one of those Southern teams, did not have any music during the game. And I said to Debbie, we were watching together, "Do you notice anything?" And she said, "It's awful quiet." And even Drew Carter and Scal sounded different
Mm.
because there was no music playing. It's overwhelming at Boston Celtic games.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's no need for it. The NBA is the only league that does it. I mean, colleges play the music in the breaks, but not during the game.
Yeah, I can't believe they
There's
do
no
that.
need for it. None.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you, Paul. Like, stop that. By the way,
Yep.
Red Auerbach said, we will never have dancing people. Now they dance all game long.
Yeah.
You know, the lucky guy flipping around. And but if we're going to go on that, you and I went to the last Patriots game. And I was a little shocked at how much no sound time there was there. I mean, they don't play during the play, but the minute the play or the guy is tackled, they blare the music until the next play starts.
Oh, they'll play music for 15 seconds in between, like a hurry-up offense.
Right.
They'll play like a snippet of a song.
I found that unnecessary too, but that's the NFL. We can
Yeah.
get back to that.
Jim, you got anything
yeah,
basketball?
You got basketball, Jim.
I have several basketballs.
All right.
This one is.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, this would apply actually to basketball, hockey, and baseball, but it started in basketball, so I would say it qualifies. Draft lotteries need to go.
Yeah.
The NBA started draft lotteries because teams started tanking to get the worst record in either the East or the West, where there was a coin flip for the first pick, if you remember. And
I
the most
remember.
famous coin flip, of course, is Lou Alcindor, later to become Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns, where the Bucks won, took Alcindor-Jabbar, and the Suns got Neil Walk.
The Neil Walk.
Yes. And
Seems fair.
so this was going on in the 80s a little bit, I think, and the NBA decided to institute a draft lottery. Okay, fine, good idea. Here's the problem. There's more teams tanking now than ever
Correct.
because to get in the lottery, as we can see, Dallas finished, ninth or something like that, and ended up with Cooper Flag. There is massive tanking going on. There is, or at least alleged tanking. There is tanking when someone like Philly has traded their first round pick, but 1 to 7 protected. Philly, if you remember, was very close to losing that pick. So they're trying to lose. It paid off. They move up to 3 and got VJ Edgecombe. Do what the NFL does. Worst record.
Right.
That's it.
And forget
That's
the coin flip of the East.
I wouldn't
West.
even do that. Do what
Right.
the NFL does. It
Right.
works.
Yeah, the worst record picks first, and
Yeah, it works.
that way, I totally agree with that. Now,
Can I weigh in on that
Oh
one?
yeah,
Is
sorry,
that all
Paul.
right?
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
not sure
sorry.
I agree with that one. I think I would modify it to only have a lottery between a very small number of teams, because I would be concerned if there was a very superior talent, someone along the lines of LeBron James or a Wemby, that you would literally have 2 or 3 teams, literally throwing games.
And that would be 5 less than you have throwing
Yeah,
games
that's the
now.
problem now.
That's the
What I
problem.
agree with Jim is now there's
There's a ton of teams.
there's a half a
No,
dozen.
but my point is it would be more difficult. A team that's tanking to come in 7th from the bottom is not going to bother. If you only have a few, it's only going to be between the really bad teams.
3 teams tops.
Well,
That's just
right
my
now with the
modification.
lottery, I mean, you've got at least 4.
No, I'm saying
Because they got almost
if
the
you're going to
same.
modify it like Paul said, I wouldn't go any more than the bottom
They used
3.
to do that.
Yeah.
Then they let then they let everybody that didn't make the playoffs in.
Right, now everybody doesn't make
You
the
think
playoffs.
anybody? I mean, we're Celtics fans. Honestly, I'd rather have them in the lottery than the play-in game.
Well, that's
Now, that's not what I'll root for,
right.
but
Yeah.
overall,
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Oh,
overall, no, I don't want it. But
All right.
I
at
know
the
what
end
you
of the
mean.
season, hey,
Okay.
Interesting.
it's a minority point of view. I think Paul represents the majority, to be honest about it.
Okay, I think the NBA gives their coaches too many timeouts per game because one thing that's been driving viewers away, they say, is how long it takes to play the last 3 minutes of a game. It can literally take 25 to 30 minutes between 4 or 5 called timeouts. They have to check the replay to see if the guy's toe was touching, whatever. Way too long. Like, not take a timeout away, 1 or 2 timeouts away now, and limit the amount you can do in the last 2 or 3 minutes to 2, maybe tops. But that drives me crazy, and it's in college ball too. It just seems like you can't
I
play.
advise you to watch 2 videos on Instagram by former Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox announcer Carlo Jimenez, which details the rules of timeouts in the NBA.
Okay.
So among them are that each coach has to take a mandatory
Right. I know
at
this
6.
much.
You know that one.
Yeah.
And then there's use it or lose it timeouts, and he explains it better than
It's like you can only have 3 going into the last 3
something
minutes.
like that. But I agree
3.
with you. I'd go with less.
Less.
Less is more. No disagreement. I've got a basketball one.
And before you finish that,
Yep.
I'll give you an adjunct to that. You mentioned in college, okay? Right now, there's some kind of like 15 to 30 second rule where if a coach takes a timeout, the TV timeout is gone. Okay, so it's 31 seconds. He takes a timeout to stop a run. We play for 31, then we go to another. If a coach takes a timeout between 8 minutes and 4 minutes, that's the TV timeout.
The college thing
Crazy.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, you have it like 1 second later. They have it.
Yeah, they
right.
guy calls it with
Sorry about that.
16:04.
I didn't want to forget it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No,
All right,
that's
Paul,
okay. It's all right. Okay, this is going to take a little explaining.
Explain.
The reason basketball players take more 3-point shots is because when you take a 3-point shot at 40%, that's an average point production of 1.2, right? 40% of 3 is 1.2.
Okay.
A 50% shot from a 2-point is 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So over time, the geeks believe that if you take a 3-point shot over time, and we've seen the Celtics and other teams adopt this policy, that over time you're going to get more points. That, I believe, is a fundamental misunderstanding of the analytics of this. And that is this. If you have a layup, which is an 80% shot, if not more, that is basically a 2-point guaranteed shot. Why they then kick it into the corner to take a 40% shot for a 3, I do not understand. I believe it's because they misunderstand the analytics. Fair enough. If you want to give up 16-point in the lane shots from the elbow to take a 21-footer from 3, fine. But giving up a layup, which is a guaranteed 2, in order to have a 40% shot at a 3 is enough to make me want to throw a bottle at my television screen.
By the way, 40% is really high.
Doing that. I'm just using that as a hypothetical.
Right.
There's too many 2-point shots being given up for 3-point shots. I'll say this for the Celtics. They're taking more 2-point shots this year, and I think it's helped them.
Define layup.
Literally, a guy driving down court on a 2-on-1 who kicks it into the corner.
That's not a layup.
That's a layup.
No,
I'm
it
talking, Jim.
No, it
I'm not
isn't.
going to define a layup. You know what I mean.
No, you
We see
have
it-
to,
We
because-
see, I'm not going to
Paul,
do it. We see it all the time.
Then don't do it. I'll do it for you. When you go in, and I don't disagree, by the way, agree with your premise, but when you go in for a contested layup, the Celtics missed a ton of them the other night. If you're talking about uncontested layups, yes. And I think you're right, by the way, even though I think the audience should know that contested layups in the NBA, not everybody makes them all. They're not an 80% shot.
Okay,
They're not 100.
Can I weigh in on this?
No.
The problem with not getting a layup is they don't know how to get a layup on a 2-on-1, 3-on-2, or 4-on-3 fast break. I was watching the Celtics game the other night where I watched the Celtic go down the lane like this and nobody followed him, and Pritchard threw it out to the 3-point line. But the problem is they don't know how to run it anymore. Like, learn to run a fast break properly and get layups, and then that would make the
I
most
would
sense.
agree. I also want to just make my position clear. I totally agree with
No.
Paul. Hold
Oh,
on.
sorry.
That's right. Good one. I totally agree with Paul's point. I've seen the Celtics do this way too many times. I mean, I saw Drew Holiday, who's one of the smartest players in the league. How many layups did he give up?
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to qualify it is those were uncontested. He was at the rim. There was no
Right.
rim protector
There's a bunch of those,
in
Jim.
front of him, and he would kick it because I think it's more on that play. It's more that's what they're taught to do when they get, a center coming at them, which is fine, but they're doing it way too much.
Yeah, that's
Well, in the old
I
days, they
agree
would
with
try
Paul.
to draw a foul. There were other things you did. And I still think a contested layup is going to be better than a 1.2 outcome. I think it's probably a 70% shot, which is a 1.4. And if you're going to get deep into analytics,
and
Yeah,
yeah,
we'd have to do that. But the other point you raise that is very valid is Rick Pitino, who's really the first coach to take advantage of the three. It was designed for what you said early in your remarks. That stat was don't take a 15-footer. You can back up 3.5 feet or whatever it was, and you can get 3 points. So, yeah, that's totally true.
Well,
Yeah.
now they have to back up to 21 point something feet, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
but they shoot them better than they ever did.
Yeah.
Okay.
they
Now
got
Paul
everything.
is just to
Ever
finish this
did.
up there. Paul's using 40% as the average. The average in the NBA is really like 34%,
Which still works if you just take the stat on its face.
but that's way lower
3
than
times
40.
2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. It's supposed to be even. You shoot 33. If you shoot 33.50, it's even. So anything over 33. Now, what I don't understand is guys who shoot 25 who were told to go to the corner.
Right? Yeah.
I don't get that.
No, you don't get that, really?
No.
I do.
And as far as your thing about the fast break, you're supposed to make reads on the fast break to go to the basket or go to the corner. Too many
Oh.
guys. Let me finish.
automatically go to the. I know.
Automatically go to the corner. The second thing they don't do as well, Ken, is they just don't draw the defenders to the ball handler
Right.
quick enough.
Right.
These athletes are way better than they were in any era of the NBA. So if you don't draw them way over, they can guard 2 people, and that's what they're not good at.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of NBA guys, the NBA now, instead of getting the ball to the middle of the court, they seem to throw it up the side and keep dribbling. Okay, anyway, we could talk about that. Okay, one thing else about the NBA, as long as we're on this, I noticed that for some reason it takes the referees forever to get the ball back in the guy's hands to get it in bounds.
Agree 100%.
Just give them the ball and go. Everything is stop, walk, look, check. But no, give them the ball and get in bounds.
I agree with both of you, and use the FIBA rule. The refs just pick it up and give it to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Al Horford used to call for it. Give me the ball.
Yes,
give
he
me the
did.
ball.
and
give
they
me the
wouldn't
ball.
give it to him.
I got a basketball one.
Okay.
All right. I would like to see a universal 24-second shot clock.
Okay.
First of all, college, it took them moving mountains and the Ralph Sampson, North Carolina 9-7 game to even adopt the shot clock. Then they went to 35. Then somebody said, the game's kind of slow, so they're at 30. Why are they at 30? Go to 24. The
By the-
WNBA is 24.
Right.
FIBA is 24. FIBA's 18 and under world championship is 24.
Mhm.
Why are our college players who play in that tournament, the high school players, and going into playing with a 30? And by the way, the NFHS rule, the governing high school rule, is 35.
Right. Yeah, it's 35 for men. For the boys, Evan,
What are
isn't
we
it
doing?
shorter for the women?
No, it's about the same.
Okay.
Come on, this is ridiculous. Just do it.
And by the way, they just went to 30 for the men. I think it was.
In high school
In
or
college.
It's been a while now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 10 years. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But I agree with you, Jim. 24.
Can I get one more quick basketball
Yeah,
one?
of
Then we got to move
course.
on to football. Okay.
No. Okay.
And this is partially driven by the fact I just had to watch James Harden
Oh.
leaning in on your 3-point shot and drawing a foul when the defender has really not closed that closely to you, and you've already let go of the ball. Why is it a shooting foul if the foul takes place when the ball is almost all the way to the hoop?
I don't know.
You've already shot it. Maybe it's a foul after the shot, but there's way too many of these guys that have figured out how to draw ticky-tack fouls on missed 3-pointers,
I agree.
and it can get really annoying when it's a guy
well,
like
he's
James
the
Harden.
most annoying player in the history of the NBA. Anyway,
He scored 9 points in 19.8 seconds the other night.
he's just ridiculous. He's my least favorite. Player.
Last basketball one for me.
Yeah.
This is real. Adam Silver agrees with me on this, but he could not get the union
The
to
plumber, Adam Silva.
Yeah.
isn't
What's
Stoughton.
the odds on that, Jim? Oh, kidding.
the odds. What are you
Adam
talking
Silver basketball.
Oh.
odds, betting.
about? Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that, Ken.
We all did.
Adam Silver Adam Silver agrees with me on this, but he could not get the union to agree to it in his last negotiations. 18-year-olds coming out of high school should be eligible to be drafted. This is just some lame attempt to do two things. One, keep some level of higher play in college basketball, and two, to prevent these kids from taking some jobs their first year coming out, some union, I should say association, they're not technically a union, but I don't think. But anyway, I just, Cooper Flag does not belong in college basketball. And I'm so tired of hearing the argument, we got to save these kids from themselves. Stop it. They got parents, they got relatives,
They got
They got
advisors.
advisors.
they got
money.
advisors,
Yeah.
money,
Yeah,
NIL. Stop.
And by the way,
Let them in, and if they want to come in, they come in. LeBron came in. KD came in. Kobe. Dawkins. Stop the madness.
But I want to say, I believe what I'm about to say to be true. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Maybe Evan can edit it out if I'm wrong. But I think that the number of players declaring to the NBA draft young is at a low.
Because of the NIL.
Okay.
yeah.
And that means that I think the only people that would declare out of high school would be the guys that know they're going to get into the NBA. You wouldn't have any more of this, I'm going to give it a shot and,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to Duke for 3 months.
It's just, I agree with Jim. It's all a joke now anyway.
Right. Yeah,
And the
absolutely.
idea, they say, from Duke University, Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How much time did he spend? First of all, he barely played for Duke.
Right, he
missed
was
a
hurt
bunch
the
of
whole
games.
year, yeah.
Not the whole year, but he missed a bunch of games.
Kyrie missed even more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kyrie
and
only
he
played
didn't get a degree. So
Yeah.
let's okay.
I
It's
think
just-
Kyrie
a
played
degree. He
6
didn't even
games for
take the
Duke.
first tests. He didn't even get through the first semester, by God's sake.
Yeah.
And by the one last thing, the basketball, Adam Silver and the association, get rid of this second apron crap that's going on. That is just out of control stupidity. as
we
far
do
as-
a whole show on that.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City, Ken, their team, they have right now 4 number 1 picks, including with the lottery a possible number 1.
Enjoy it now. Enjoy it now, Oklahoma.
I know.
Yep.
Enjoy it now.
passes. Hey, can I throw
All right.
something in from our producer, Evan
Yeah.
Cadamino? We talked earlier. He said he wouldn't mind seeing 1 foot in bounds on a catch. Thought was interesting.
Football?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We're going to football.
And go back to the original kickoff setup, but if you do kick it out of the end zone, you get the ball to 35.
Okay, on the first one, Evan,
That's the college rule, right?
on the first one, I'd have to think about that. Like, I'd like to see how many times in an NFL game it comes down to 1 foot in bounds.
Yeah.
We're all used to it being 2.
Yeah.
I would need to think about that one.
Yeah.
On the second one, I'm opposed because I think that right now they've kind of stumbled into a pretty decent compromise. We're having way more kickoff returns. The problem is injuries have ticked up again.
Mm-hmm.
So we may see them tweak it again. I'd have to think about that.
Didn't they copy that from one of those other UFL?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the system came from the UFL, and part of the reason why I'm for the old kickoff is for the UFL, I just think it's too much of a gimmick. That's my problem with the current kickoff. It
Right,
feels
too gimmicky.
gimmicky.
Too gimmicky.
That's why in my thing I do think the returns, the NFL wants to see returns, so have them keep the 35-yard touchback rule in place. I actually like that rule a lot. I just don't like the current setup. I'm also open to seeing them tweak it, but I just don't like what they have right now.
All right, interesting.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jim. Football.
This is a pet peeve of mine. No one agrees. Feel free to dump on it. I can take it.
Don't worry, we will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guaranteed.
I expect it. I want to eliminate the extra point. I want a touchdown to be 7 points. However, if you want to go for 2, you declare it and you only get 6 points.
If you don't make it.
If you don't make it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea of NFL games and the strategy in games and the scoring in games being dictated by an extra point is ridiculous.
Especially in inclement weather.
So go ahead, guys. I know no one wants that.
Actually, I'm not that against that. I don't
okay.
have a big problem with that. The extra point is really a weird thing. It always has been.
It would also take less time to play the game.
Yeah, it would speed up the game. Paul.
I think the more kicking in football, the better. It's football. It involves kicking. It developed with kicking. I love field goals. I love extra points. I love when they. What are the other things they can do? Quick kick. You don't see that anymore.
You don't see it anymore. Drop
We
kick.
had Doug Flutie kick the extra point
Drop
that
kick.
time.
Drop
Drop
kick,
kick, the
yeah.
first one since the 1940s.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm all for kicking.
That's another one where Paul's in the majority. I'm
Oh,
sure.
okay. Well, that's all
I'm
right.
sure.
I have a few football ones. I'll just give you one here.
Give us all.
A pass on third down way short of the 10-yard marker. It's usually a mediocre quarterback on a Thursday night game that I'm hanging on just because I got nothing else to watch. These quarterbacks who, when it's 3rd and 11, throw a 4-yard check down dump pass,
Right.
maybe to improve the punting, throw it 45 yards downfield. In today's modern NFL, you got a good shot at a pass interference call because they call those whenever they feel like it. Or if the guy intercepts it, hopefully it ends up being like a punt. But all these checkdowns, when you need a lot of yards, I don't know.
Ridiculous. It happens a lot.
Yeah, one of the things I like about Drake May is he's throwing the ball down the field.
Yeah.
It's like watching Namath and LaMonica, the way he plays. I think they lead the league in explosive pass plays.
Well, it not that it drives me crazy that happens, but I always say to myself, why'd you do that? That's the question. I said, why'd he throw it 3 yards? It's 3rd and 15.
yeah.
Well,
I wanted to come up with some examples that weren't rule changes,
right.
but were
Yeah,
things,
no, and
strategy changes. And
yeah.
that.
I'm
don't
with you. There's so many times you watch a game, it's 3rd and throws it over the middle, 5 yards. Like, what good's that to you?
Yeah, agreed.
More NFL. I need more NFL.
Give 'em another one.
All right, I got another one. Pass interference. It's too costly. Okay, here's what I don't get about pass interference. You throw the ball 40 yards downfield, you call pass interference, it's a spot foul, a killer penalty. You're assuming that the receiver would have caught it, he would have gone to the ground without fumbling. It gives a tremendous advantage to the offense. You almost root for it if you're on offense.
Oh, yeah.
I looked this up, most long pass plays down the field have a below 50% chance of being successful when uncovered. Okay? So a pass interference call is devastating. So I say, all right, you don't want to change that rule? How about this? Offensive pass interference, we assume that the defense would have caught the ball, and that becomes an automatic interception.
Ooh.
Because offensive pass interference is only a yardage penalty.
Right.
We don't assume that the defense is going to catch the ball. Okay? So I just think pass interference has become way too costly. Now, you might say, well, it might prevent an heroic finish to the game. okay, in the last 5 minutes of a game, it becomes a spot foul, right? That allows the team to make a comeback effort, and it discourages the defense from just dragging the guy to the ground and accepting a 15-yard penalty in lieu of a 45-yard pass. But I just think there's too many games where, especially on the underthrown balls, which is another tweak I would make.
Yeah.
If the ball's way underthrown and the receiver comes back to it and he bangs into the defender, that's not interference. The defender was in the way of a bad throw. So I just think I've watched too much football and gotten too aggravated with pass interference.
Evan, it's 15 in college, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the college
Yes.
rule.
15 yards. Yep.
Yeah, any reaction to that one?
That's a tough one for me. I mean, it is a big penalty. Yeah, you're right. There could be a compromise in there, a 15-yard play, and last few minutes maybe change it up or something like that. Boy, it makes such a dramatic moment in football, though. I don't know.
15 whole game.
15 whole games.
College rule.
You agree that it's too much of a killer penalty?
Yes. And I would do it the whole game.
All right.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, that was easy.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to call up Roger Goodell.
Yeah, I would do
Oh,
it the
yeah.
whole game.
He'll
I
answer.
don't think you can switch in the last 5.
And
And I think 15's a big penalty.
hey, Roger, it's Paul Izzo from Boston
I think
Sports.
it's
See,
a
I would
penalty.
worry at like a Hail Mary play, where the guy has good position and they just tackle him. They just say it's
Smart football. That would be smart football, but the game wouldn't end. Game can't end on a penalty.
on a
so
defensive
you do
penalty.
it again. It's
Okay,
like,
fair
just
point.
just my opinion.
No,
That's what,
fair point.
That would be what happens in college.
But they do have some sports where the rules change at the end.
Yeah, but it's kind of
NBA
like
has timeout differences and stuff.
it's kind of like
fouls.
I was gonna say it's kind of like you foul. You're up 3. You foul, so they don't take a 3 with 10 seconds left. They make 2. You do it again.
Yeah. Okay. Good point.
So I'm with you.
Any other football?
I'm with you.
I got an odd one.
Go
Tennis.
tennis.
Can you watch a 5.5-hour tennis match?
No, only fanatics.
That is nearly impossible. Now, the game of tennis is fun. I played it a little bit. It was fun to play. I
played
did
too.
watch it back in the
Yeah, I did too.
McEnroe, Connors, those days. It was intense and fun, but we talked about this. Maybe make it 2 out of 3 like the women. Or maybe you need less points to win the game. Instead of 15 love, 30 love, 40 love, maybe you just need to get the 30 love to win the
2
game.
points.
I don't know, something. It just you can't. An average fan can't sit down and watch one of those matches. It's going to take 5 hours. I don't even know why it's ever on TV.
Well, it's not on the networks anymore.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, who covers Wimbledon?
ESPN.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. That was my weird outtake tennis one that
That's
we
a
never
weird
talked
one,
about.
Ken.
I think on
I'm
that,
weird.
Ken, the answer is pretty obvious. Is the women? Put it this way: the women have no desire, as far as I know, to switch to 3 out of 5.
You've never heard that. I've
No.
never heard that.
I've
right?
only heard that from some equal rights, equal money people that say that since the women get the same amount of money now, they should play 3 out of 5 in the majors. And by the way, the men in every other non-major tournament play 2 out of 3.
Do they?
Yeah.
So it's just in the majors.
It's just the majors. Yeah.
3 out of. That's weird. Tennis is weird. It's a good. It's a good.
Tennis.
It's a good game, but
I think men's tennis is outgrown. It's just such a power game now.
yeah.
It's not something one can relate to watching it. Anyway, I've got some baseball ones.
All right,
I want
let's
to make
go.
sure because
Yeah.
baseball, and I had like 34 baseball things. I narrowed it down to 2.
Okay, we'll be here till Friday.
Okay, I narrowed it down to 2, and this is one that I confess. I decided I would use this example because it happened in the World Series a few times. But the Red Sox,
This year's series.
yeah, the 2025 World Series, early pinch hitting and pitch running. I'm sorry,
Pinch running.
Early
oh,
pinch
yeah,
running,
You guys hate pinch
which
running.
is that okay? A really good hitter, not the fastest runner, gets on base. You pinch run for him on the assumption that this is your shot to win the game. I'd be really curious to know from historical data
Me too.
whether that has proven to be a good strategy, because it just seems to me, as an observer of the game, watching a lot of baseball, both on television, and Jim and I work for the Cape Cod Baseball League, we see a lot of games that you end up regretting having that bat out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And having that bat out of the lineup changes a lot of things. It allows the next time through more pitches to hit for the guy in front of that guy that you took out of the game.
Absolutely.
I just think,
Yeah.
now, are there exceptions? You know, a 300-pound slugger hits a leadoff triple in the bottom of the ninth, and you are very confident that you can get a fly ball out of one of your next two guys. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But I see leadoff singles pinch run.
Oh
flow.
yeah, we saw it in the World
In
Series.
all the years I've been watching baseball, and if I was the manager all those years in all those games, the first time I ever would have done that is this year. And that's because the player could not literally run.
And do you remember the example?
It was Dante Bichette. In
Yeah.
the first or second inning,
Right.
Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette, sorry, Dante's his father. He cost his team, and he didn't cost the team. He's been gutting it out. He could not score from second on a
Right.
ball he would have been sent on, I'm fairly sure. And in the ninth inning, he got on. He was the winning run.
On
and
first base.
even then, I would go with what Alex Cora feels, which is you don't do it till you get on second. I would have waited till he got on second. Now, that's the only time. Every other time I would not do it.
It's really risky.
Yeah, it
Great
doesn't.
one.
really
I think
seem to
that's a
ever
really
work.
good one.
Yeah. Thank you.
We've seen so many times where they just.
But I
It
blew it
doesn't
by
work.
saying early pinch hitting. Edit that, Evan. Edit's got.
Yeah, change
Evan's
it to
got that.
pinch running.
Pinch running. You got it.
You got his
All right.
voice. You can clone it or AI it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was in
well-
there shaking
Anybody
his
got a
head.
baseball one?
No,
Can
got
I
two
just
others.
can I do a baseball that
I
has
got
made
one
me
more.
happy?
All right,
Can I
go
do a
ahead.
happy baseball?
No, this is a complaint show.
They switched to everybody having the DH. Yay!
Oh yeah, that was your big thing.
Took
For
48
some reason,
years.
you wanted both leagues to play under the same set.
I
of
know
rules.
what
Yeah.
I know
It
that
was
I
kind of
don't-
a weird little obsession you had.
Go ahead,
all those
Jim.
years. No, I got no. I want to
Let
finish
Paul,
with.
no, go.
Oh,
I just
Paul,
want to finish
right.
with my
Sorry.
baseball
Yeah,
rant
go ahead.
because I got one more. 32. I'll leave aside for another show.
Okay.
I really miss the starting pitcher. I miss the matchup that lasts deep into the game. Clemens versus Gooden. Maddox versus whoever. Glavine versus whoever. I miss it. I think that baseball is worse off for it. Yes, it creates some interesting strategy. Who do they bring in the middle innings?
Mhm.
Is the bullpen been taxed? Can the closer go 2 straight games? Can he come in with 1 out in the 8th and get you 5 outs? All that I get is compelling, but I think baseball, it would be like if the NFL decided to have football as we know it, but not have the great quarterbacks.
Mhm.
We're just going to shuffle guys in and out. The first down quarterback is going to be the guy that can hand it off. The second guy is going to be the guy that can throw it. And the third guy is going to be the guy, if it's third and long, can chuck it downfield. That's what it's become. The starting pitcher, when I went to ball games in the 70s with my mom and dad, who's pitching tonight?
Oh, that was the first.
I don't
thing.
even ask now.
No.
I go to Fenway 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Debbie on the way there will say, "Who's pitching tonight?" I'll say, "I don't know."
I don't know.
Because it doesn't matter. He's only going to go 4 or 5 innings, even
Right.
if he's pitching well. I miss that.
I think you're absolutely right on that one. I don't know what they do about it.
Agreed.
I don't have the answer. These guys are throwing just way too hard to go 9 innings. And I would add a little adjunct to that one, too. As a result of this, baseball, I believe, other than something like football where the offense and defense are 2 different teams, one of the best players on a baseball team is not on the field in the 9th inning. So pitchers not being able to pitch 9, our best pitcher, Garrett Crochet, he won't be on the field. Pedro won't be on the field. All these great pitchers will not be on the field. Can you imagine another sport like that? Jordan,
Yeah, right.
not on the field. Bobby Orr not on the field. The ice.
There's only like
so,
a handful on one, you can even name as great starter pitchers now in the whole league. And I'm with you, Paul. It used to be like, oh, who's Lomborg up against tonight? Or, who's Tion up against tonight?
And I'll tell you, I predicted the opener years ago.
You did.
You did, Jim.
And I think-
Credit.
And I think we're going to go even farther than that in that I think there's going to come a day where there's no such thing as a starter. I think that They will figure out what Little League coaches have figured out for years when it used to be innings as opposed to pitches, that, you know what, I'm going to take a chance in the first. If Crochet can give me 6, I'm bringing them in the 4th. I'm going to take a chance to get by those first 3 innings.
Yeah, absolutely.
We may not even have. And I think, as Paul said, it's a great loss for baseball. I
It
just
is.
don't have a clue
Right,
how to
right.
fix it.
It was the star part of it to start the
Yeah,
game.
that matchup. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, we'll do 1 or 2 more each. Then
Go
we're gonna
ahead.
get-
I got
Go
a
ahead.
couple more.
Go ahead, Jim.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. I'll save that one for my last one. This is a recent complaint, which is about 6-7 days old. I have been calling for this for years. They finally did it, and I agree with Frank Isola, host of the starting lineup. The NBA botched it. The All-Star game was begging for a hockey-type format of the USA versus the world, or North America versus the world, versus the rest of the world. They did it, USA versus, except now we have 2 USA teams, an international team playing 12-minute games. I'm sorry. The reason that 4-Nation Cup worked was you took 4 countries, you had their all-star teams, and they put on the uniform of their country, and they played their you-know-what's off, and I was glued to the TV in hockey.
That was incredible.
Incredible
Great-
hockey, right?
Great hockey.
And Charlie McAvoy got a very serious injury then. All right? But he was willing to risk that. I'm sorry. This idea that, the Americans have now, I think Scal said it was 33 foreigners, so do the maths, 67% Americans. They're going to lose all-star spots and all that. I don't care. I'm a fan. Stop the bonuses. I don't care. If you're going to have this game, 1 game, top players on each team.
48 minutes.
48 minutes, put the uniform of the country on, and if they don't want to play hard, there's nothing
on
we
them.
can do.
That's on them. And my response to Scal is name traditional all-star teams.
Right.
Just name them.
Right.
Say, Jaylen Brown made the all-star team. He's on the all-star team. But he didn't make that game.
Right.
That game is its own thing.
Right.
Yep.
You have an all-star team, and you have a celebration of them. You give them a medal, whatever.
Right.
It
Yeah.
gets on there. It triggers their bonuses.
Well, yeah.
And I
But-
shouldn't say that about Scal, I guess, because I'm not sure he's the guy that said that. His complaint is he doesn't think NBA players will play hard for 48 minutes, and you got a better chance of 12. So I apologize to Scal. But you're right, Paul. The way to get around all those bonuses, that's a great idea, is
Name
just
an all-star.
name them and then forget it.
Yeah, they don't have to play a game. They don't play a game anyway.
No,
Right. They don't really
They go
play
out
anyway.
there and they run up and down and they
Yeah.
take 3-point
It's
shots.
a joke.
201 was
It's-
the score 2 years
Oh,
ago.
It's unwatchable.
Blot that. from
No
my
one
mind.
watches the NBA All-Star game.
Nobody. All right, go ahead, Paul.
No, you go next.
Okay, so I'm going to do two quick basketball things. One,
We already did basketball.
well, he just did another basketball.
I know. Are you guys screwing up the order here?
Well, you made me think of one I didn't write down when you said
Oh,
the
all right.
starting
Well,
pitcher
write
for.
that- can you do some prep?
No.
Is that
I
gonna
got
kill
a
you?
hockey one coming up.
Got a
Ooh.
hockey one. Holy mackerel.
You talked about the starting pitchers. I missed the great post-up players in the NBA.
Yep.
Like, there's literally none. We have none. No even attempts, really. Very few. Porzingis did a little bit, but his post-up was, I don't know, foul line. I don't. But I missed that. You know, Jabbar skyhook, as much as I rooted against him, was probably the prettiest shot in the history of the NBA.
Certainly the most effective.
Most effective for sure. McHale's down low moves were phenomenal. Moses Malone, unstoppable if he got the ball there. I don't know. I missed that.
Yeah, and it's also the decline of the big prominent center.
Yeah.
And
Although-
we've talked about this before, but you knew every center.
Oh,
I didn't. Jim probably knew every roster, but I didn't know every player in the league. But I knew that Lanier played for Detroit, and I knew
Right.
Unseld played for the Bullets, and I
Right.
knew Willis Reed played for the Knicks, and
yeah.
go right down the list. And
Yeah.
some of those guys were not on great teams, but they were the big man on that team.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
had Cowens, followed by
Yeah.
Robert Parrish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And the flip side to that is in that era, basketball people would you can't be small and play basketball. Now you can. If you can shoot, you can play. Well, you got to be 6'1", but you can be Peyton Pritchard and play. But yeah, I miss it too. You're right about Jabbar and you're right about McHale, boy.
Yeah, it's an incredible play. All right.
I'll give you my last one,
Okay.
and it's a golf one. But
Yeah.
Okay.
We did golf already, Paul.
But I've talked. Well, you already screwed it up.
That's my specialty.
If I turn on round 1 of the U.S. Open and nobody's under par, I don't watch the rest of it. This has been going on for 20 years. I want to see the best players in the world play a challenging course. Repeat. I'm okay with it being challenging. I'm okay with fast greens. I'm okay with greenside bunkers everywhere. I'm okay with them playing with thick rough. I am not okay with greens that are tricked up so that a ball that lands where it's supposed to land rolls way off the back into a creek. And too much of the U.S. Open is some greenskeeper who I don't care who he is, she is. They're ruining it for the spectators by going out of their way to make the course too difficult. Why they think that's enjoyable, and I think the proof of the pudding is in the eating, which is the correct way to say that expression, by the way.
Okay.
Is that
Well, let me write that
too
down.
many U.S. Opens in recent years, not all, but too many have been won by obscure players. Not the best player in America by a long shot. Thank you very much.
All
Mic
right.
drop. Can I drop this mic?
That's well done, Paul.
Well, I think with that is I like the fact that the U.S. Open is different than the other majors, just like I like the fact that the British Open is significantly different. What I don't like is it seems like the goal is to have the winner at even par, and I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
These are the best players of the world, and the reason that's ridiculous is to get Scotty Scheffler to shoot even par when he's playing even at 80% of his ability is going to be really hard, which makes the course just unplayable. If you got to doctor a course to have Rory and Scotty battle it out at even par, that course is going to be ridiculous. So
Hey,
I'm all for the Open's different nature. I like that. I'm fine with 6, 7 winning it because, the Masters are usually in double figures. The British is a whole different animal. It's links golf. That's great.
Yep.
PGA is kind of nondescript.
yeah.
But, guys, if you got to get to even, it's just ridiculous.
Hey, you guys can remember, and I can in recent years at the U.S. Open, they've had to water the greens during the day because no matter what, the ball wouldn't stay there. Now that's going a little overboard, don't you think? That you got to water them during the day because they dried out too much.
Yeah.
They're too fast. They won't hold the ball. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. 5, 6 under.
Yeah, I'm
I
fine
can-
with that
I
because
can
it makes
handle
it
that.
unique.
Because the Masters is around 10 to 12
Yeah.
under,
Yeah.
and the British varies depending on where they
It's
play.
links. It's
And
a,
links.
it's a different style
Weather's
of golf.
much more of a factor usually.
Yeah,
and
but
weather's
it's
more.
a different style of golf. Like we in the United States, like I don't know about you guys, but I've never really played that style of golf. I've never tried to run it up very much.
Jim, I'm giving you the last one.
Oh, all right. This is an old one.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
Only bit of goodie.
Yeah, this is an old one. It relates to hockey.
Father pregnant, daughter
Yeah,
pregnant.
Right. It
That's
is
a MASH reference.
It is less of a problem now, but I still am opposed to it, and that is that fighting is a 5-minute major in the NHL and its minor leagues, which, by the way, the hockey people that say you need it, these are the only leagues in the world that use this rule. Every other league is an automatic ejection for fighting, like the NFL, like the NBA, like MLB, probably like soccer. I don't know. But, as a youth sports coach as well for many, many years, I get it. It was part of the sport, the old Rodney Dangerfield joke. I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Right.
But it's just as we come along, come on, guys. It's ridiculous that it's allowed. It's a sport.
Well,
And-
I have two reactions to that, and I agree with him 100%. Number
Right.
one is you often hear hockey fans say that it's a way the players burn off their emotion and get their
Yeah.
anger out of the way. Hockey doesn't do that. Checking doesn't do that.
Right.
Scoring goals, banging into each other. Okay. Second thing is they say the fans will miss it. 90% of games don't have fights.
Right.
Yeah, they're
I don't
way
see-
down. From
I don't
our
see
days.
people walking out of the garden going, I got screwed. I didn't get to see a fight tonight.
Right.
And the third thing is, yes, the crowd goes wild when there's a fight. They do. They love it. But they love it when there's a basketball fight. When there's a bench clearing brawl in baseball, we all stand up and
Yeah,
go,
and
"Wow."
there they never end up as fights.
Right, but
Right.
but it's fun, you know. It's a great thing to watch.
Yeah.
I don't deny that, but that doesn't mean we want to encourage it.
Yeah. It's an awful. I don't know if I want to go. It's an awful example to set younger kids who are getting into the sport too. You know, like
Yeah.
the younger leagues. Okay, when you're older, you can fight. What?
So just to be clear on your point, Jim, you think it shouldn't be a penalty. You think it should be an ejection, a real fight.
Yeah, game misconduct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
game
get them.
misconduct.
Just get them
Not a
out of the
penalty.
game.
You're out of the game, like international.
I
rules.
guess the tricky part would be the crappy player going after the star player. You'd have to figure out a way. I know that would happen if you
it
had
happens now. I mean,
I know,
just-
but it only gets the guy a 5-minute major.
which is
Yeah.
why they might do it. I mean, I would just if he starts the fight, he's gone.
Yeah, the instigator. We'll put the instigator rule in.
Yeah.
You're an instigator.
You instigated.
You know
the
who's an instigator?
Who?
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, he was. He was.
He
great.
was.
Yeah, he was a definite great instigator. So wasn't Olive Oil, as you said earlier. She instigated a lot.
Here's
of
the
stuff.
thing about olive oil.
Yeah.
She's constantly two-timing Popeye.
Yeah, and he's a good guy.
Then he's
Popeye.
got to go fight this behemoth Brutus guy in order to get her back. It annoyed me.
But he
I
has
never liked that.
spinach, which makes him stronger. So it all equals
What
out.
would you change in Popeye?
Well, first of all, the original ones in black and white,
You didn't need an answer.
where
No,
you,
go
where
ahead.
all he did was mumble. That was great. All right, we're going to wrap this up. If you have any things you want to complain about or change, whatever, just send it to Evan Cardamino at Boston Sports Nuts, and he'll get it to us. Is that right, Evan?
Not really.
Not
Yeah.
really. I don't know. I'm getting Evan in trouble. But remember, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the follow us button. Boston Sports Nuts. That's it. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching Boston Sports Nuts. You can find all of our episodes available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. For more information, go to westwoodmediacenter.tv or follow Boston Sports Nuts on Facebook, Instagram, and X.